When you embark on a journey to lose weight and get healthy, you will encounter a bunch of different types of struggles. And while they are all frustrating, quite possibly the most frustrating struggle you will encounter is when you hit a plateau and the scale seemingly refuses to go down. So what do? You could sit there, get frustrated, and let it get to you, or you could take action. This is the type of thing that I have been experiencing lately, and I'm going on about 3.5 weeks of the scale not going anywhere, despite my best efforts with my diet and workout routine. I'm eating, generally speaking, as well as I can be. I do flub up, maybe slipping in one not so healthy thing every day, but not in any sort of extreme measure, and with enough points values left over where it should fit within my plan or maybe bump me into a little bit of my weeklies, I should still be doing just fine, especially since I am not only meeting but exceeding my already lofty step goal. So as I've been struggling with this for a while and getting incredibly frustrated, I decided that I needed to come up with some sort of tactic to help handle this a little bit better, because I'm just getting frustrated and it's making me want to give up. And what I don't want to do is give up. So I came up with a couple of things that I can do and you can do as well the next time you hit a plateau and the scale doesn't want to go down. Here we go. The first thing you can do when you hit a plateau is buckle down. Let's be honest with ourselves and admit right away that when you sneak a little bite here and there, eventually all those bites are going to add up, and they're probably adding up to more than what you're actually accounting them for. And I'm not necessarily accusing you. This is all me, but I know I'm not alone out here. Those little things that I mentioned I sneak in probably count for a little bit more than what I'm tracking them for. So while on paper it fits in my points budget, it probably doesn't, and that could be what is keeping me at my same weight despite my fitness efforts trying to burn off the extra calories. It's frustrating, but you need to be honest with yourself. If you work the plan works for you. So buckle down, be honest, track every single bite, and maybe you will see that you've been eating a little bit too much after all. And once you start tracking and buckling down and being completely honest, you might find that the scale starts to go down as well. The second thing you can do to help you bust through a plateau is to change things up a bit. It turns out that our body can get used to not only the same diet, but the same fitness routine. And after a while, it turns out that these things will stop working as effectively as they have been in the past. If you have been tracking your 30 smart points diligently for months now, and you're finding that you've stopped losing weight, it might be time to change things up a little bit. The same goes for your workout routine. If you are a cardio hound like I am, I could spend all my time working out on the elliptical machine. Perhaps it's time to try a little something different. Switching things up will usually send your body into something that resembles a shock mode, and it will force your body to readjust and reevaluate, usually resulting in a higher calorie burn. A couple of examples of changing it up are as follows. Let's start with diet. Let's say you have been eating so diligently your 30 smart points, right? I'm going to use Weight Watchers terms, but this doesn't necessarily just apply to us Weight Watchers members. If you're counting calories, counting macros, the whole concept can apply to you as well, but Weight Watchers is what I know, so that's what I'm going to be using as an example. Say you are eating your 30 smart points diligently, you're not going into your weeklies, you are on point with your eating plan, and your weight has plateaued. Your weight loss has stopped. Try changing it up a little bit, but what I mean by changing is actually adding more points. If you haven't been touching your weeklies, start touching them. Maybe 3 days a week, you dive in and actually use up those 35 weeklies that you have. While upping our calorie and points intake might be scary for a lot of us, what might actually happen is it kickstarts your metabolism and starts the calorie burn up again, which will start to cause the scale to go back down. I'm not saying go way overboard, but like I said, if you're not using your weeklies, start using them. That's what they're there for, and you might find that actually helps get the scale going in the right direction. If you're a calorie counter, spend a couple days a week adding a couple hundred extra calories to your calorie budget. Or if you're a macro counter, and this macros actually works for a lot of us, check out what kind of macro balance you have. And if you tend to be a kind of carb-heavy person, swap out some of those carbohydrates for some extra healthy fats or some extra protein, and you might find that switching up the macro balance will also send your body back into calorie burning mode. The same concept can be applied to exercise. If you do like I do and spend most of your time doing pretty steady cardiovascular workouts. I'm on the elliptical. I'm generally at the same speed for the same amount of time every day of the week. It gets me to my step goal, which is amazing, and I feel great, but my body could be used to that kind of activity. So what you should do is change it up a bit. If you love your cardio like I do, hop off the cardio machines and start doing some weightlifting a couple days a week. Or if you don't want to go just into weightlifting, up your cardio routine by either changing machines, go for a run instead of using the elliptical, or hop on the bike, or use HIIT training, high intensity interval training. HIIT training essentially will help you work at high and low intensity intervals, and it'll shock your body into thinking, whoa, something is different here. And HIIT training is one of the things that a lot of trainers use, including Ms. Jillian Michaels, who's one of my favorite people ever. But the whole concept is to get your body going at different speeds, at different times, for different lengths, and it just kind of surprises your body into burning a couple extra calories. Granted, this is not the exact scientific explanation behind it, but this is the Cliff Notes version of how I understand it, and the point is it works. So get out of your comfort zone, change up your routine, and you might find that the scale starts going in the direction you want it to go. The third thing that can help you break through your plateau is changing your focus. If you're anything like me, your focus is usually, mostly, on the number that's on the scale. So when that number doesn't budge, or even worse, when the number goes up, it can really impact your whole day, your whole mood, your whole week, and really make you want to give up. One of the things I'm highly considering doing is getting rid of the scale for a while. Yes, I know, blasphemy, especially for a Weight Watchers member. How dare a Weight Watchers member not want to watch her weight? Well, the answer is simple, really. There are many, many other ways that you can track your progress in a health and weight loss journey. There are measurements. There's how your clothes are fitting. There's how your body is feeling, your energy levels, your vitamin and mineral levels if you go get your blood tested. There are so many other ways to prove that you are doing something right. The scale is just one of those methods of measurement. Ditching the scale just for a little while. I'm not saying don't weigh yourself ever again, especially if you have a weight loss goal in mind. But take a couple weeks off from the scale. Don't take a couple weeks off of your plan, but just the scale, so you can free yourself from the slavery, if you will. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it actually doesn't. Sometimes I feel like I'm a slave to the scale, and I know that I'm not alone out there. If you get rid of it, it kind of breaks those chains, if you will, and allows you to focus on something else. It allows you to focus on the process instead of the end result. And ultimately, if we're going to make this healthy living thing an actual lifestyle and not a diet, the focus needs to be on the journey and not the end result, because once you hit goal, what do you do then? Which is a whole nother video for another day, and I'm getting to that, I promise. But my point is, if you change your focus and you start focusing on the journey, make the goal not to make the scale go down, but make the goal to be staying within your points or calorie or macro budget. Make the goal, instead of seeing the scale go down, to hit your activity goal, or challenge yourself to a new activity thing during the week, or trying a new recipe once a week, or eating 5 servings of fruits and vegetables and getting in your water. Do you get what I'm saying? Make the goal something other than the weight. Change your focus, bust through your plateau. And the last thing that you can do when you've seemingly hit a plateau and the scale just won't go down is accept it. There are so many factors other than what you ate that could be contributing to the fact that you're not seeing a loss. For example, maybe you drank a little too much water and it didn't have enough time to go through your system. That can kick up your weight. PMS and hormones, oh my gosh, can kick up your weight for no reason. I could be up 2 or 3 pounds when I'm doing flawlessly on my plan just because it's that time of the month. And it's frustrating, and it makes me feel worse than I already feel during that time. But I know that it's just that, and it's nothing against me. Having a meal slightly heavier in sodium the day before a weigh-in could definitely kick up your water retention and thus kick up your weight. Or one of the most baffling and probably the most frustrating things of all is you could be gaining muscle. So just think about that for a second. You're working so hard at losing weight and getting fit, you're hitting the gym like a pro, and you're doing all of this weightlifting, and your clothes are fitting better, your body's looking tighter, and the scale is not moving, or even worse, it's going up. Fat's much larger and muscle is much more dense. You could be packing on muscle, getting rid of fat, which means you're looking trim, slim, and totally fit, but the scale is actually going up because you are replacing that fat with something that's a lot more dense. And that's totally fine. You're getting more fit, getting more healthy and lean, but the scale is not necessarily reflecting that in your goal weight number, which is again why you should sometimes change your focus and get rid of the scale completely. So there you go. There are a couple of tips that I've come up with for what to do when the scale won't budge. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other suggestions or experience with the plateau and what you did to bust through it. Go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy these types of videos, and don't forget to hit that little subscribe button over there so you will always be on top of things when I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch. Take care, be healthy, and I'll see you next time. Bye!